All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez here, and we're going to jump on into our fourth segment. Roxanne Perez, is she the future of WWE NXT? Damn near might as well be because she's, been absolutely impressive, 1,010%. This is her second reign as the WWE NXT Women's Championship holder. She's been, she's had matches on Friday Night SmackDown, on Monday Night Raw, multiple appearances in the Royal Rumble two times, in the Women's Royal Rumble. So I thought that was pretty badass. Sports Illustrated Rich Orchino, had an interview with her asking if about a call up. She basically said that if she got called up, she would obviously be absolutely extended. She would be absolutely excited to find out she got called up by WWE, and she thought a main roster call up is what she's been hoping for her whole entire life, which is kind of cool. I love that. She says right now she has her baby. She has when by her baby she means by the NXT Women's World Heavyweight Championship. So she's been working closely with CM Punk. She's been a fan of CM Punk's fiance and wife AJ Lee. She's a 22-year-old from Texas. Her childhood dream. She wanted to be a wrestling star, and she made it basically into reality, which is exactly what that's what's kind of cool. I feel like that's the reason why a lot of fans connect. I feel like that's a lot of a lot of the reasons why a lot of fans love Javon Evans as well as Roxanne Perez, because they kind of have that, like, you know what? I'm just like you guys. Like, you guys are sitting in the stands right now being like looking at that and they're like, damn, that's so freaking cool, with their entrance music, with the pyro. And it's just something that's just completely out of this world that most of the time you don't really kind of take into consideration in terms of watching this. But overall, it's pretty badass. I definitely love Roxanne Perez's view in terms of that. She said, I started watching wrestling when I was 10 years old, kind of mimicking the styles of The Undertaker, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, sorry, Randy Orton, and CM Punk. She was a huge CM Punk fan. Huge influence on her, younger wrestling style, which you can kind of see within her promos. Like, sometimes she goes out there and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna say shit. Sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna say stuff now and kind of respond to it later. And it's been it's been great. It's been golden, and that's something that's been going down, and it's been good for Roxanne Perez. CM Punk has been obviously a huge influence in terms of these younger wrestling talents. A lot of people think that CM Punk should hang up his boots. Right now at this point, at his age, and his time with AEW and how he got, how he's injured often. I'm kind of on that, back and forth fence as well. But he's just so much of a huge influence. This guy he disappeared off professional wrestling for the longest time, but then every single event, Raw, SmackDown, PLE, Backlash, No Mercy, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, it doesn't matter which PLE it was, you would hear somebody chant CM Punk. That just proves how much of an influence that he had in terms of in the world of professional wrestling. And that's just something that Roxanne Perez was kind of like, you know what? I'm going to soak that up. I'm going to make it happen. And I think that's, totally dope. And I feel like that's great. So, definitely love that. Definitely love that Roxanne Perez is still kicking ass, taking names. The world of wrestling is obviously, all ears, all eyes, on the Prodigy. I feel like she is the future of NXT. She's the future of SmackDown. She's the future of Monday Night Raw whenever they decide to kind of promote her. Or, to be honest, I feel like on NXT, they're dying to be their own entity. They need that one woman superstar to kind of have that, Charlotte Flair-esque kind of ratings, kind of sucker kind of thing. Like, you suck all these fans into this wrestling promotion. And she's been great. She's been great, 1,010%. Definitely love Roxanne Perez. Definitely love the way that she's wrestling. Definitely respect, and I believe that she's going to be the future of wrestling. She's obviously November 5th. It's her birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you had a great. I think she's 22. No, 23. Maybe she might be 23. So, obviously, happy birthday. Hope you have a great birthday. Hope you have a blessed birthday with you, your families, your loved ones, and fans. You definitely deserve it. You champ, the future of WWE. Don't you ever forget. I'm just kidding. Like she's actually watching this. That would be pretty badass if she was. But, moving on. You've seen a lot of stars from NXT that got called up that wasn't necessarily, that was kind of taken care of. That's not going to be the case with Roxanne Perez. Obviously, it's just the Prodigy interested in acting. She's interested in acting, and with in terms of professional wrestling, you have to kind of have that kayfabe. Yeah, that kayfabe. It's not acting. It's not like these wrestlers are not athletes. They're athletes. They're performers. They're entertainers. It's staged. It's scripted. Yeah, it's choreographed. Yeah, but at the same time, these guys put their bodies through excruciating pain every night out. It's just, for somebody to kind of come out and be like, "Oh, wrestling is fake. You guys are fake superstars. You guys don't know anything about combat sports." People like that. Shove it, dude. Shove it, man. Did you suck? Because at the end of the day, these people, they have about like 10 to 25 surgeries when their career ends because you're constantly putting your body on the line to entertain one group of people. You, the viewers, the audience, people who are putting in those ticket stubs, buying StubHub, Vivid Seats, Ticketmaster, wherever the hell, you're buying your tickets. That's where it's going. And these wrestlers are to be respected. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you don't go to the movie theater and watch, Chris Evans be Captain America, and then you're complaining like, "Hey, you're not really Captain America. That shield you have is, dude, that's not vibranium, dude. That's a lie. You're a liar. You're a phony. You're a big fat phony." No one's gonna say that ever. And the fact that people feel like they have the confidence to walk up to professional wrestlers and be like, "You're a phony," it's absolutely unforgivable. It's terrible. It's something that should not be ever, branded on this earth. But, obviously, it happens. It happens and it sucks because, a lot of people don't respect professional wrestling. Obviously, I was a fan from a very young age. And, I was kind of, I loved and I grew to become a professional wrestling fan. And ever since that, my life has been richer ever since. So definitely love that. As of Roxanne Perez being an actor or an actress, sorry, excuse me, she could definitely be an actress. Oh my God, she can. She's so like on the mic. She's amazing. Literally one of the best to ever do it. And I'm not trying to, toot her own horn because I'm trying to, make this segment on my show pop. Overall, I feel like she is great. I feel like she is great. I've never seen an NXT champion, women's champion, or damn, even like men's champion. There's been a couple of men's champions that's been like, damn, those guys are freaking badasses. But in the terms of women's champions, your Roxanne Perez is up there. She's up there. She's definitely been one of the favorites, one of the fan favorites. I'm a huge fan of Roxanne Perez, gotta be honest. Maybe that's my biases be like, man, this girl's badass as hell. She reminds you of like, that cutting edge, like that CM Punk, she's like her idol. She reminds me of like a CM Punk. She reminds me of like an AJ Lee mixed together. And when you have that, that morphing, not morphing, that polymerization put together to become a WWE superstar, and she's done it so freaking well, and it's so awesome. It's just that's just awesome. And her name's actually Carla Gonzalez from Laredo, Texas. Hispanic descent. Her Puerto Rican. She had a Puerto Rican father. You saw her, defeat Mayeko Sotomayor for the at NXT Roadblock, and then obviously after the match, you saw her collapse. Battling depression and anxiety, and in terms of that, obviously, God bless you, Roxanne Perez. Hope you were going through, you know, uh, you know, I don't want to say therapy because I'm gonna be like, oh, you should go to therapy. Because I feel like anybody in terms of depression and anxiety, sometimes you kind of just need to find something that, works with you. Like you need to find your own stride. You need to find your own groove. You don't necessarily have to go to a shrink. You don't have to go to, a psychologist or anything like that. At the end of the day, you just have to find something that works for you, that makes you feel calm, makes you feel at ease with yourself. Because sometimes I got to be honest, I suffer from anxiety and depression as well. And like sometimes it can just get so on you that you're like you don't know what to do. Your heart's beating out of nowhere, 1,010%. You feel like in your brain something's wrong, but at the end of the day, you're just I just took a piss in the garage. I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. No, but sometimes like you just randomly you get your heart starts racing for no reason. You start feeling like anxious out of nowhere, and you start looking for these signs. You're like, what's causing this? Why is this happening to me? But in terms of like, it's we're humans. At the end of the day, we're humans. We're human beings. This is what happens. Obviously, like we all have our own, niche. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should judge people. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should be like, oh, because you have a stable, life situation. You've been financially stable with a job. You have your parents supporting you this whole entire time. What do you have depression or anxiety about, dude? Like at the end of the day, everybody's different. Like it could be something personal, it could be something like, an intimate relationship. It could be something to do with your job. It could be something to do with, something inside your own head. And that's something I feel like a lot of people actually do not consider once when, I had somebody actually come up to me, and I'll keep it brief. They come up to me and they look me dead in the eye and they're like, hey, depression does not exist. Depression does not exist. So whatever you're dealing in terms of depression, it's a lie. It's a facade. All these feelings that you're feeling is just because you're trying to feel sorry for yourself. And I gotta be honest, I was so upset. I was so pissed off. I wanted to punch this guy in the face, but I was like, you know what? They've never endured it. Some people don't understand mental or psychological disabilities. Well, I don't want to call it disability. I don't want to say that. Sorry, excuse me. Mental, psychological, like, disorders. Maybe that's the right word, disorders. To the point where, like, it's just, it just sucks. And you're like trying to get them to be like, sometimes you kind of have to be empathetic. You have to put yourself into some other person's shoes before, deciding to kind of come up on a stance or judging somebody. But, I don't know. Just all in all, love Roxanne Perez. Love the fact that she's overcome so much in her career to become the best that WWE has to offer. NXT, SmackDown, or Raw would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely lucky to have somebody like that. And I'm going to continue to watch NXT because this woman is, so amazing. I definitely love the fact that, she kind of has that in your face kind of mentality. All right, guys. So hey, we're going to talk about a fifth and final segment, Finn Balor's WWE 10-year anniversary. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here. So don't go anywhere.